I called this adventure at 70 for a reason. Because when I woke up on that day in November and I realized I have a choice here. I can continue to sit in this chair and not go anywhere and not do anything and not talk to anyone and have no kind of life. Or I can challenge myself. So if my mom was here, we might have a conversation like this. So I thought I'd chat with you for a moment. I've been thinking a lot about my trip here so far, my days in Seattle. And I wonder, are you disappointed in me? Are you disappointed I didn't have more of an adventure? Well, let me tell you, there was a time in my life when I lived in Vancouver, BC, in the West End, on a little bit of a hill that went slowly down to the ocean, just a few blocks away. And every morning I would see this Asian gentleman with his cane walking so slowly up the hill, tiny, tiny steps, one right after another. It would take him ages to climb the hill. People would zip by on bikes, jog by, walk by. He was slower than a snail, but he was there every morning walking. And as I walked around Pike Street Market, I felt just like that Asian gentleman, where other people could go from one end of the market to the other in just 3 or 4 minutes if they walked quickly. I could barely make it a few feet. And the idea of walking like that and carrying a camera and talking to it or showing you things, I just couldn't manage it. It would throw my balance off, and I needed to watch where I was stepping. I called this adventure at 70 for a reason. Because when I woke up on that day in November and I realized I have a choice here. I can continue to sit in this chair and not go anywhere and not do anything and not talk to anyone and have no kind of life. Or I can challenge myself. And part of the motivation for that challenge was the very fact that I could walk out my apartment door and go across what it pretty much is a one-lane street to put something in the waste bin that I had found in my pocket, and find that even that short walk exhausted me, had me trembling, had my heart beating fast, had my breath gasping, and I desperately wanted to sit down. That's where I've come from since November 26th to February 27th. Now, I couldn't walk very fast, and I couldn't walk very far, and my legs ached, and my back complained, but I went and I walked, and you know what? My heart didn't pound, and I never lost my breath. So for me, this is a huge success. I have so far to go. I have many more challenges to overcome. But this is an adventure. It's an adventure that says I don't have to settle. I don't have to allow myself to slide down the hill into a place where I just walk into care or get wheelchaired into care and never do anything again. This is a challenge to me to live again, and that is the adventure. And that's why I talk about all the emotional things that are happening to me. I need to, because the reason I was stuck in that chair and the reason I never went anywhere or talked to anyone for 2 years, those reasons are buried inside me and they have to come out. Otherwise, I'll go right back to that. In these past few days, I have done things that I never would have dreamed of even just a year ago. I got out of my shell. I took buses. I took ferries. I stayed overnight at places. I chatted with people. I deliberately went out of my way to go do things, even if they were difficult. And yes, I had to rest. Sometimes my body just couldn't deal with it. I had to lie down, or I had to put my feet up, or I had to massage my legs. And it was disappointing to me that I couldn't do all the things that I had planned to in my mind, but at the same time, I have to keep reminding myself there was a time that I could barely cross the street, and now I'm walking slowly, very, very slowly, like that inspiring Asian gentleman. And I reminded myself today, never give up. Don't give up. Keep doing your exercises. Keep trying. Keep thinking of what you can do and accept what you can't do, and know that over time, bit by bit, you'll get farther, you'll get faster, you'll get stronger. That's what I've learned in Seattle.